The Selfish Path to Romance. Download Chapter 1 for free at drkenner.com.
Nikki, your question is about life in general?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me what's going on.
With me, I'm the type of person, I help everybody out.
Okay.
I have a giving heart. I guess you can tell that from my voice.
Yeah.
I help everybody out, but when it's my time and when I'm in need, no one can help me. And another thing, I've been in a relationship with my son's father, and we've been together 8 years, and right now I don't know, and I think he's part of the reason why I'm not succeeding in life.
Okay, what in particular is going on
with him?
Well, you're saying, let me sum up what I'm hearing so far, Nikki, and that's that you're the type of woman who is a sweet, wonderful person who wants to help other people out, and you even consider yourself having a giving heart. That's who you've made yourself, and something's going something's gone way off track with that, because in your own relationship with your son's father, you can be very giving, but you get nothing in return. It's a one-way street. It's his way or the highway. Is that accurate?
It's kind of like that, and honestly, I think he's seeing someone else.
Okay, so what evidence do you have that he might be cheating on you?
You know, when men tend to change up stuff. You ask them a question, they don't hardly remember what they told you, and you know.
Yeah, so what happened? What was your first clue that your partner is not being faithful to you?
Well, we were staying together at one time, and I wound up moving back home, which is Adel, Georgia, and he lives in Valdosta, Georgia.
Yeah.
Which is like a 30-minute away. You know, every time I call, there is well, I'll call you back, I'm busy, and, you know.
So he's making excuses.
I'm not focusing on my schooling like I should, worried about what he's doing. Ma'am?
Yes, I'm listening. So what you're saying is that you've had a long-term, a 7-year relationship with your father, the father of your son. You guys never thought of marrying?
We did, and he wanted to marry at one time, but I chose not to because I didn't want to marry with ongoing problems.
Okay, I got you. So you created a one-way relationship. You were the giver, he was the taker, maybe not all the time, but that was the trend. And now you're hurting, and you want it to be more of a trade. We call it a trader relationship, where you rub my back, I rub your back, and guess who wins? We both win. Mm-hmm. So you both are giving, and you're both receivers. It's not just a one-way street. That is the proper relationship in all human relationships, even with a coworker or someone. You don't want to have it a one-way street. So any good relationship is based on that principle. The second point I want to make, and then I'll get to the affair, is that your best friend is whom?
My best friend?
Yeah.
I don't really have a best friend.
Well, you need one. And guess who it is?
Who?
I'm speaking with her.
Oh, you?
No, not me.
Myself.
You bet. That you want to learn how to be the best friend you can to yourself, Nikki. You need to learn how to tend to yourself, how to nurture yourself. And if your goal is to get ahead in life and go to school and focus on school, and you're feeling tortured by, is he cheating on me or not? It is proper to feel tortured. We all would in those type of situations. And what would your best friend tell you?
Hey, I got to interrupt this because we've got to pay some bills. 30 seconds, that's it. A very quick ad, and then Ellen will be back.
Romance. I wish I knew more about what girls want from a relationship. Boy, I wish I knew more about what I want. Where's that ad I saw? Here it is. The Selfish Path to Romance, a serious romance guidebook. Download Chapter 1 for free at selfishromance.com and buy it at amazon.com. The Selfish Path to Romance. That is interesting.
It is proper to feel tortured. We all would in those type of situations. And what would your best friend tell you? Would she tell you to wrap your mind around him?
No, she would tell me, don't worry about him. There's other more fishes in the sea. If it's meant to be, it'll be, but focus on what's going to get you ahead in life.
You have the best friend that you just discovered, honey. You carry around that best friend within you. She's not picking on you. She's not critical. She's loving you. That's what you want. Tell me what's going through your mind now.
What's going through my mind now?
Yeah.
Focus more on school.
Wonderful. And that's coming from whom?
Myself and my best friend.
Yourself and your best friend. And you can keep a journal if you want, if nobody else will read it. I don't know how old your kids are, but you can give yourself some pep talks in your journal. And you cannot control someone else's action. If my husband was cheating on me, I would feel devastated for a little while. But then I would want my best friend to come out and to give me encouragement to... The best revenge, they say, is to get on with your own life rather than to seek revenge on the other person.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's what you want to give yourself. What are you in school for?
Respiratory therapist.
Oh, my husband was one. Now, this is a little off topic, but my husband used to teach respiratory therapy to a lot of nurses. That's a job for a bachelor, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. But I have my associates in it. Well, I'll finish the quarter. I'll finish next year in April, but we can't walk until June. But by the time we walk, I want to be already registered.
Okay, you are wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, my husband was a registered therapist also. And you notice your skill, what you're training yourself for is to help people do what? Respiratory. Breathe.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So even your career, you want to learn how to breathe easily, to learn stress management skills, to learn skills that can put you, that really make you your own best friend, to give you more peace of mind. And if there's anything that you want to improve, I would say it's to let your best friend come out of the closet and be there all the time with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So what's going through your mind now, Nikki?
Just going, because I want to move, and with Chad, I don't think he wants change.
Yeah.
I think he wants to be right. I think he's comfortable because he works at a distribution center. He's making good money. Me personally, I used to make good money, but when you're in school, you don't get the hours you used to make, and you're not getting the money you used to make either.
Right.
Whether you miss 8 hours or you miss 2 hours, that's a difference.
Right. Are you still there?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So tell me, I want to share something else that I know about your best friend. You are
Can
feisty.
you hold on 1 second? Let me find out who this is.
Oh, I won't be able to do that. But I do want to say to you that you are incredibly feisty, Nikki. That energy that you have is what you want to carry through your whole life. That desire to get ahead, to earn more money, to make your life better. And I wish you the best with that.
And here's a little more from Dr. Kenner.
It's almost beyond belief. She's funny, she's smart, and I would never believe a girl as beautiful could have such a great personality.
Ugly duckling syndrome.
What?
She probably didn't get pretty till high school. Thus, the personality had to develop out of necessity. It's an evolutionary thing.
You know what? I bet you're right. She's way too pretty to be so nice.
And isn't that something that so many people hold, that if you're not as good looking, you're going to be a lot more fun to be around. You'll be a lot more comfortable to be around, and you're probably a little brighter and a little more on the ball, where if you are maybe what do they call it, the trophy wife, or the very pretty person that's the head turner, you probably are an air brain. Well, what happens if that's not the case? I mean, people can be not as pretty, and they can be not as smart too, or they can be very pretty and very bright. So it's sometimes it's shocking to us because we always come with our own preconceptions, and we just need to meet the person and realize that it is not the looks that tell the whole story. They do tell part of the story, but it's not the looks that tell the whole story. It's what you do with the looks you have and your character, and more specifically, your moral character. And by that, I don't mean self-sacrifice. I mean making yourself into a person that you're comfortable sleeping with at night, meaning you have peace of mind, you like the choices you make, you're proud of them, you think longer range about the implications of the choices you make today and how they will affect your future. Do you act on the range of the moment, or do you think a little longer range? I really like this guy, I want to marry him, or let me get a little more information. I like him a lot, but got to think this through and want to see what his friends tell me about him and his family, and need some more data before I walk right into a marriage or a relationship.
For more Dr. Kenner podcast, go to drkenner.com and please listen to this ad.
Here's an excerpt from The Selfish Path to Romance, the Serious Romance Guidebook by clinical psychologist Dr. Ellen Kenner and co-author Dr. Edwin Locke.
So how does one actually go about understanding one's partner? Mainly through talking and everyday observation. Partners also communicate by touching, and for the more eloquent ones, by writing romantic letters or poems. Of course, saying that partners should communicate is not an original idea. It's in virtually every book on love ever written. But it is amazing how many couples have problems in this realm. Many partners don't make communication a conscious priority. Some feel their loved one should just know what they're thinking. Communication can be undermined by fear, and partners may lack communication skills.
You can download Chapter 1 for free by going to drkenner.com. And you can buy The Selfish Path to Romance at amazon.com.